Okay, we will call our meeting to order right now. We want to welcome you all here. And at this time, Stephanie Richardson, our finance director, is sitting in for our city clerk this evening, Melissa Carter. So she will take roll.
Commissioner Bauer,
Here.
Commissioner Maxon,
Here.
Vice Mayor Doan,
Here.
and Mayor Van Oster,
Here.
and Commissioner York is absent this evening.
Thank you. Okay, next, our invocation is to be given by Pastor Judy Mustang of the Life Point Church. You here this evening? Okay, great.
It's hard for me to see over some of these things. Good evening. Well, Father, we just thank you today for the leadership of Coffeyville. I thank you for the wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding, and the counsel as they lead our city. I ask that in this year and in the years to come, that there would be unprecedented and effective change and that we would become a city of hope. May your favor be upon us in every area in this city. In the mighty name of Jesus, and everybody said.
Thank you, Pastor Mustang. Okay, moving on our agenda. The next item is to review our agenda and see if anyone has any changes. Do we have any changes to be made?
Nope.
Okay, then it will stand as presented. The next item we have is our consent agenda, which we have 3 items this evening. The first one is the City Commission meeting minutes from Tuesday, December 28th, 2021. The second item is our second reading of ordinance number G-22-01, which is an ordinance to allow kennels as a conditional use in C4 service commercial districts. And if we remember last meeting, we had the first reading. And then item number 3 is our 2022 appropriation ordinance number AO-22-01 in the amount of $908,272.66. Commissioner Bauer, do you have anything you'd like to bring up on the appropriation ordinance?
I'll just run through some of the items that were higher. So Algier Martin and Associates, $3,440. Asplin Tree Service, $5,069. Atmos Energy, $6,273. Coffeyville Insurance Association, it's for power plant insurance for $121,000. CRMC Sales Tax Distribution, $86,105. Conrad Fire Equipment, this was for wildfire gear for the fire department, $8,185. Hawkins Inc., $9,836 for chemicals. Healy Law Offices, $2,881 for professional services. Graham Construction, $29,966 for Highland Street. Meriton Health, $39,444 for health insurance. The Nile Hotels, $4,409. That's a sales tax distribution. Olson Associates, $19,587. That's for professional services for Highland Road and KDOT on the 169 design. Precision Fittings, $15,033. This was for relief valve replacement. RW Bot Technology Services, $12,335 for replacement of a pump. Tri-State Electric, $5,332 for supplies. Tyler Technical, $25,194 for professional services. And then UMB Bank, that's a credit card. These are credit card purchases for miscellaneous things needed for the city, $3,252. And then payroll was $489,540.
Does anybody else have anything? Any questions? Okay. Then I will move to approve items 1 through 3 of the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the items 1 through 3 on the consent agenda as as presented. Vice Mayor Doan,
Aye.
Commissioner Maxon,
Aye.
Commissioner Bauer,
Aye.
Mayor Van Oster.
Aye. Okay, next item on our agenda is Section G, comments from the public. Any citizen desiring to address the commission shall be recognized. Please advance to the podium, state his or her name and address for the record. Comments shall be limited to 3 minutes unless extended by a vote of the majority of the commission. The commission does not hear matters involving litigation or city personnel. The commission does not take action on subjects not on the agenda unless unusual or hardship conditions exist. Citizens may address the commission on agenda items as they are brought to the floor. Do we have anybody here this evening to speak? Okay, then we will move on. Our next item under regular agenda items is the public hearings, special presentations, and proclamations. And this evening, we have the Coffeyville Area Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Candy Westbrook here, and she will give the year-end report for 2021.
Good evening, Commission and City.
Good evening.
Again, Candy Westbrook, like you said, from the Coffeyville Area Chamber of Commerce, and just wanted to give some highlights of our year-end report. And I literally am going to go really fast on this because we have a lot going on tonight. But if you do have any questions as I go through this, just please let me know and raise your hand. So really wanted to let me make sure I know how to do this too. Okay. So at a glance, there were some 3 areas we really kind of focused on this year. One was really kind of helping our businesses, advocating for them. As you know, many businesses struggled with workforce challenges, supply chain challenges, and even increased costs. So we really wanted to focus on making sure to help them, then focus on bringing back our events, and again, champion our community. So I'm going to talk about those in just a second. But to start us off, I wanted to talk a little bit about our some things that we do on a regular basis. It's not necessarily a goal, but something I think is very important for our community. One of them is just making sure that we are a resource for the community, information. So, for example, we have relocation guides, we do daycare rental listings, a guide for starting a business, for example. Just a lot of information that we try to make sure that we provide for our community. In addition, in, 2020, when the pandemic hit, we started a weekly community newsletter. And the whole goal of that was just to provide information with everything that was going on in the craziness. I tried to step back after that was slowing down, and our community said, no, we want that. They were thirsty for information. And so we now continue that on a weekly basis. And those newsletters contain just local and state news. It contains information about events coming up in our community, spotlights, positive news stories, just everything about Coffeyville. And those are open to the entire community. So if anybody wants to sign up for that. So we also started a bi-weekly business strategy report to make sure our businesses understood and had access to resources to help them be strong. In addition, we continue to make sure that we are a leader in advocacy. So we work with all of our state and national and local leaders to make sure they understand our community needs. But even more important, making sure that our local citizens have access to legislative forms. We did those this year, voter guide information, election information, and just anything related to being a important and responsible citizen. Of course, I feel it's very important that we work together to build a sustainable community. And I think that only happens when we're all in the same boat rowing together. We have to have those strong partnerships. And so we made sure that we continued doing that this year. Everything from school district to college, housing task force, even trying to help our Leadership Coffeyville organization bring back the Leadership Coffeyville class. And so those partnerships are something that we will continue to do in the future and always want to do. But what everybody was excited about was the events. As you know, people were excited to get back out and do things again. And so what I thought was really exciting about this year, though, was you hear all the time about the dwindling population, and yet you wouldn't tell that by our events. Every event increased in attendance over the last 3 years. So for example, our parade, the Christmas parade, probably one of the largest attended events we've had on the parade in the last few years. Of course, the weather was beautiful, so that really helped. But the Christmas parade was great. Our Hops Around Town Brew Fest doubled in size. We expect it to triple next year. and several other events, everything from, fair and rodeo, the spooktacular, legislative forums, all of those. We also introduced a new event this year, and it was the Business Over Breakfast. And the whole point of that is a monthly meeting so we can provide timely and important and just positive information to our businesses and into our community. And to me, information is power, information is knowledge. And so we wanted to make sure that we had that out to our businesses and our community. And again, very popular event. So bringing back events was very exciting for us this year, and I'll talk about one of those here in a minute. Positive promotion was one of our strategic goals this year. As we grow Coffeyville, and I know we will, so much great positive momentum from the city, from the chamber, Reawakening, and organizations to grow this community, but we can't do that if we don't market our strengths. And so one of our goals this year was making sure that we were promoting Coffeyville. So we created a video called Living Your Best Life, and it really just kind of highlighted the strengths of Coffeyville. That is being used with businesses to recruit new employees. It's used with the realtors to recruit potential citizens, and also just kind of as a positive spirit momentum building video. So we started that, and then we also wanted to make sure that anything that was coming out of Coffeyville that was a strength or a positive news story, that we were trying to make sure we promoted that on multiple platforms, whether it's TV, radio, newspaper, website, social media. So things like, our Coffeyville superintendent was Kansas Superintendent of the Year. So CCC won several awards this year, or was recognized for their excellence. City, wonderful new department and some housing initiatives happening. Things like that. We wanted to make sure that that information was spread out as far and wide as we could get that information out to show the strengths of Coffeyville. So that was one of our goals this year. Of course, economic development is always a key priority, but as you know, it takes many forms. It's not that one big flashy company that's coming in with 500 employees, right? Economic development goes way beyond that, and that's something that we worked hard on. So business retention is something we work every single day on. Workforce development and education, as I mentioned earlier, just that positive image of Coffeyville that's needed if we're going to recruit a new business or citizens or people. And then shop local campaigns. One of those this year, we've had Chamber Bucks. That's been one of our programs that we've done just to try to create more spending in Coffeyville. We shifted it this year to a e-card, basically an electronic gift card that works as a credit card. It was very popular because it's super easy to use. In fact, we had some parents of college students. Maybe they live in another state, but they want to make sure that their students are spending money on things that are, appropriate and productive. So they'll buy them a gift card, and so they can use that at our local stores. We sold over $10,000 in cards just in the month of December alone. So definitely a great program that we love and that is keeping the money right here in Coffeyville. What I'm so excited about, though, is all the projects we worked on with our tourism. As you know, really tourism was really impacted a lot during the pandemic, and even last year. I mean, we thought we were getting back to normal, but there were still a lot of people not traveling. I saw it as an opportunity because we were able to really focus on projects that we'd been working on for a few years to get them launched. So that was a great opportunity for us. So one of those, for example, it was the Explore Coffeyville app. So when a visitor comes to Coffeyville, it doesn't matter if the chamber or a museum or any place is closed, they can get on a virtual tour. They can find out what Coffeyville offers. They can look and explore and see everything we have to offer. We have phase 1 and 2 done of that, and we're working on phase 3 this year, and then next year we'll work on phase 4. So that program that app will continue to grow. And if you see that little QR code, in fact, it's at the yoke on the back of every glass coming this year. But that's everywhere, and so you can just scan that code and get on that app. So we're excited about that. We also commissioned our wonderful artist here in town, Wayne Joplin, to do a scroll sign for Death Alley. Death Alley, we had just put down some murals commissioned by DeRosa, and then the city was gracious enough to put up lights. And then, of course, now we have the big sign on there as well. So that whole area is just a wonderful tourist attraction. The bike share program was also launched this year. That was a project that had been worked on for 2 or 3 years now, ran into some major speed bumps, but so excited we were able to get that launched this year. And then several other programs, I didn't even list all of them on here, but a lot of great things that we were able to focus on just to bring tourists to Coffeyville. One of the things we also did was making sure that we were trying to find a way to market outside of this area, besides just our little Southeast Kansas region. And so we worked on updating their website, increasing our social media engagement, even create a new visitors guide. All of those have paid off. We've seen major engagement increase in numbers on both the website and on social media. So all of this, though, I want to give a shout out because all of this was because of the hard work of our former tourism director, Samantha Kudrick. She spent 2 or 3 years working on all these projects, and it just was able to come to fruition this past year. We do have a new tourism director. Her name is Amy Dollar, and she just joined us in the past month. So we're excited about that. I won't go through all these numbers, but all the projects and things that we worked on this year led to just trying to increase Coffeyville's awareness, both to our citizens and to visitors. And so it did. We saw an increase in Facebook. We saw an increase on our website. In fact, we average about 16,000 website hits every year. A good portion of those are the community calendar. People love to see events. And people searching for businesses. So we had a lot of great people looking for businesses in the area. And of course, workshops, events, and even an increase in chamber membership. So even through a pandemic and challenges, we were able to continue to increase our membership and work hard for our businesses. Finally, I just want to end with a little preview on our goals for this coming year. We're working on an action plan for each of these goals, but we wanted to focus on 3 goals this year. One is workforce development. We want to support workforce and leadership development that drives business and community prosperity. We want to work on financial stability. I know that's not a very exciting and sexy goal, financial stability, but when we align and diversify our resources, then we can really work on mission-driven programs and initiatives that help Coffeyville grow. And then the last is strengthening those partnerships that I mentioned earlier, because we want to make sure that this region works together to make it a place to live, work, visit, and engage. And so those are kind of a few goals that we're going to be working on this coming year. I just want to end on 2 final notes. One is I'm going to be talking about, or I'm not, but my board will be talking about this year-end report, our new goals, and a whole bunch of other exciting things at our annual dinner, which is next Friday. We do have 2 more days of registration open. So if you're interested in attending, it is open to the entire community. So it's not just a membership thing, it's an entire community, because the reason we want everybody to show up, we celebrate wonderful businesses and citizens that make an impact in Coffeyville. And so we want everybody there to celebrate with us. So that's the big highlight of the evening. But we also have an amazing speaker coming. His name's Craig Flowers. He is a former lieutenant and right now with the Army, colonel, not lieutenant, he was a colonel. And also a wonderful speaker with leadership development. And so very inspirational. We've got magic happening, we've got a magic show, we've got games, activities, food, drinks, just you name it. So it'll be a really great night, but only 2 more days of registration for that. And then finally, I just want to say thank you to the city. I felt like I've had a great relationship with you and I've enjoyed it. To our members, to my board, and everybody. I am in the process of celebrating 5 years at the Chamber, and I will tell you, when I first started here, I came as an indie girl. Sorry, everybody. So ICC, IHS, go. And then I was in Texas for many years. So coming back to the area was interesting. I wasn't from here, and so they were like, "You're Chamber Director? What is this?" But it has been a wonderful, wonderful experience. I'm glad I was able to make it 5 years, and I have a lot of plans for the next 5 years. So I'm excited about that, and I want to thank everybody for helping me along that journey. Okay. Questions on any of that?
No questions. Just thank you, Candy, for
Yeah.
all you and your team does to help and showcase Coffeyville. It's much, much appreciated.
Definitely. The events are fun,
Yes,
to say the least.
Thank you so much. I didn't bring enough for this large audience, but these, it's kind of some highlights of our year report, if anybody wants to grab one. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you.
you very much. Okay, we will now move on to the next item under public hearings, special presentations and proclamations. And now we have the City of Coffeyville Service Awards. And our HR Director, Allison Pryor, will come up and start those.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. We're excited to have a couple of our employees that are receiving service awards here with us this evening. We have a large portion of our employees who were not able to make it this evening for various reasons, but one of those being the size of the group that was going to be here and trying to keep everyone safe from COVID. I think a lot of people stayed home this evening. So, Mike, if I can have you first. This evening, Charles Hammonds is here with us, and Charles is celebrating 10 years working for the city. Charles. The others from the electric department who are receiving service awards this year are Marilyn Goodson for 15 years of service, Kevin Mersberg for 20 years of service, and Mark Searles for 30 years of service. And then Quinn, if I can have you come up next. This evening, we have with us Craig Males, who is celebrating 20 years of service with the police department. Very good, thank you. The others from the police department who are receiving awards this year are Jake York for 10 years of service, Cody Rexwinkle for 15 years of service, and our animal control officer, Paul Stinson, also for 10 years of service. And then Mark, you're next. So we have several department heads who are receiving awards this evening for years of service. We'll start with Thomas Osborne. Thomas's award is for 10 years of service. Stephanie Richardson. Stephanie's award is for 20 years of service. And then the next award is for Quinn Bromley for 30 years of service.
I feel every little.
Yes, could you give it to that? And the last one who's here with us this evening is for Jim Bradshaw, who is celebrating 40 years of service with the City of Coffeyville. Jim likes that. Gets on his one feeling. And then I'll run through for you the other list of names of those who aren't able to be here with us this evening. So from our IT department, Raymond Hines is celebrating 10 years. From public service, Joey Isle is celebrating 10 years. Bryce Knoll, 10 years. Ryan Robson, 10 years. Scott Bromley, 20 years. James Swift, 20 years. From our finance department, our treasurer, Toby Hunt, is celebrating 15 years of service. From our water department, Kyle Eubanks is celebrating 10 years of service. And from our fire department, Sean Price is celebrating 10 years, and Todd Hayes also 10 years. So many congratulations and thanks to everyone for all of their dedicated years of service.
Thank you, Allison, and thank you to everybody that not only received service awards this evening, but that works for the city, because it takes all of you together as a team to make everything work and go and operate this entire community like it is. So we appreciate what everybody does. We will now, we have no old business, so we will now move on to several commission business that we have. The first item we want to do is this evening we have two people that we want to sincerely recognize for what they have done for the City Commission. As their term comes to an end, we want to recognize how important these individuals are, how they have served with great distinction. We want to express our sincerest thanks to Commissioner Paul Bauer for 5.5 years of service and Commissioner Maxon for 2. It is very evident that you both have passion for your city, that you took your role very seriously. You sacrificed much service for this community. You have done what you believe is to be right, and individually and with the group, you protected this city and you made it better. On any given commission agenda, you've made decisions that have impacted several generations on topics ranging from police and fire protection, budget, taxes, housing, code enforcement, transportation, road maintenance, homelessness, parks, land use, Highway 166, water quality, sewers, utility rates, vendor contracts, diversity, business health, etc. And that's just to name a very few. To do this, you attended the commission meetings, our budget sessions, committee meetings, hearings, public meetings, liaison meetings, and public events. You prepared for each meeting an agenda review that took time, and it wasn't done for money or recognition. Both of you will be missed for many, many reasons. We do have one request. Paul and Tracy, you have more than earned a break, but you are still needed, and we will continue to welcome the benefit of your wisdom and your experience. On behalf of my fellow commissioners, city staff, and employees, I want to express how grateful we are to each of you for the time that you took to serve this city because you wanted to do it. And we thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Mayor.
So now, if you will step down. Tracy, we want to present this to you in appreciation for all you have done serving as a commissioner from January of 2020 to January of 2022. And Paul, we'd like to present this to you as our appreciation for serving from the commissioner. Came in to fill an unexpired term in August of 2016 to January of 2022. That's 5.5 years, and 4 of those years you faithfully served as our city and with Thank you. Okay, we will now swear in the new commissioners this evening. The ones that just won, which will be Deborah Maples, Jason Swindell, and then myself. Okay, let's go.
If you'll each come forward. Don't look scared. Yeah. Yes, little by little. Okay. Raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear.
I do solemnly swear
That I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and the Constitution of the State of Kansas,
and faithfully discharge the duties
and faithfully discharge the duties
of the Coffeyville City Commission.
of the Coffeyville City Commission.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Best of luck.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Paul.
Thanks, Trey.
Is that his? Okay.
Congratulations.
Sign that and choose that.
Why is it that?
Okay. Our next, let's see here.
No, we can do it later. You're fine.
Okay, the next order of business under commission business is to select the mayor to serve for 1 year until January 10th of 2023. Our Director of Finance will now take this over and proceed.
Do we have a nomination to serve as mayor of the city of Coffeyville until January 10th of 2023?
I nominate Anne-Marie Van Oster to serve as mayor of the city for a city of Coffeyville for the term extending to January 10th, 2023.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. It's been moved to nominate Anne-Marie Van Oster to serve as mayor of the city of Coffeyville to January 10th, 2023. Commissioner Doan.
Aye.
Sorry, Vice Mayor Doan. Commissioner Swindell.
Aye.
Commissioner Maples.
Aye.
And Mayor Van Oster.
Aye. Though I feel weird voting for myself. I'd like to skip that part. Okay. Thank you. We will now move on to our vice mayor. This position will go and also until January 10th of 2023.
Do we have a nomination for the vice mayor?
I nominate Justin Doe to serve as vice mayor again for the city of Coffeyville until January 10th of 2023.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to nominate Justin Doan to serve as vice mayor of the city of Coffeyville till January 10th, 2023. Commissioner Maples?
Aye.
Commissioner Swindell?
Aye.
Mayor Van Oster,
Aye.
and Vice Mayor Doan.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. We will now move on to our new business. And this evening, first, we will hear from our city manager, Mr. Mark Hall.
Mayor and Commissioners, of course, welcome to the new commissioners. We started off this year with some exciting news, and that is for our USDA mutual self-help program. It is one of those that we're working on that as we speak, and we're meeting with USDA. We hope to have a start date. There's a bunch of moving parts in this, and like I said, the economic benefit to the city over a period of 10 years would exceed tens of millions of dollars for the Coffeyville community. It is one of those that the program is in effect for Coffeyville until we reach a population of 20,000. So as stated before to the commission, this is something that will probably last for decades. And we want to start off on the right foot, and it will, can construct 10 homes a year. So that's a great start, and especially when you look at 100 over 10 years period of time. The other departments, of course, we closed out the year, finishing up projects, and we are, as long as the weather holds, we're actually getting ahead of our maintenance, preventative maintenance for next year. And I'd like to thank all the departments. It is one of those that in the winter has become one of our busiest times. And that way we kind of even out and stay ahead during the summer. So staff, I commend them and thank them for a great 2021. And we've already started on great things in 2022. So finally, welcome again. And there's a lot to do this year. A lot of things that are coming up and a lot of programs that we're involved with now that will actually be presented to the community as time goes on. So a lot of good things happening. So if there's any questions, I'd be glad to answer those at this time.
I have none, unless anybody else has any? Okay, all right. Thank you, Mark, very much. And we appreciate all that you do and have been doing to help our community. Next item, we have comments from commissioners and staff. Do we have anybody that would like to say anything? No? Okay.
I'm excited. I guess I feel like I need to say something. So,
Of course you do.
they're kind of accusing me of being you, Jim. I'm just really excited to start this next section. I'm excited for this new team, see how we all work together. So it'll be good. We've got a lot of things going on, as Mark said. So it'll be exciting, and we've got a lot of projects we're working on. So it'll be fun. Thank you.
All right. Okay, yes. I welcome the opportunity to work with both of you. I'm excited about what will be coming down and see what other great things we can get accomplished for Coffeyville this year. Okay, all right. Anything else? Okay, I do have one favor. And I think he knows who he is. Jim Bradshaw, can you give us a little update on Highland? Somebody was afraid to ask you to come up here, so I did.
Been around for a lot of years. I ain't messing with that.
Contractor is still moving forward. He's got the sidewalks formed up. Hopefully he'll get them poured out this week in a 200 block of Highland. They're getting backfilled and graded for sidewalk forming there at Fairway and Highland. We're still leaving the road closed simply for the convenience of the contractors getting in the morning and not having to reset out barricades. Contractor is right at 183 days out of a 210-day construction. So hopefully if weather holds, other than some final cleanup and maybe seed and mulch in the spring, I think we're going to get there, it looks like, with the weather. So we did look at the intersection plan to determine stop sign locations because there will be a couple of stop signs added to that intersection. So we're still looking at that plan a little bit. We've got the signs ready to put up whenever the contractor's ready to open it up for traffic. So, but there will be some stop signs added to that intersection that will also get posted on the city's website so the public's aware of it. So that's where we're at.
And as the time has gone on more and more each week, it's easier to see the layout of that
The layout of the intersection,
and
how
how
it's
it's
gonna
going to
work.
play. It's been hard
Yeah.
for me to tell,
Yeah.
but now especially the last couple weeks.
And with the backfill, and you can see where they're backfilling in the topsoil and then grading out the rock for the sidewalks. That'll also lay in that intersection too. So it's starting to show progress as far as how the finished product's going to be. So, okay.
Thank you,
All
Jim,
right.
very much. Appreciate it. Okay, anybody have anything else?
I do, Mayor.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have an appropriate question.
Yes.
Just for the public and myself, how long will these commissioners serve now? A
Okay,
summary on what's going on there.
okay. Deborah Maples will serve 4 years. She won a 4-year term. Justin, he has 2 years left on his term that he had at the election before. Jason has 2 years, correct? Okay, and I have 4 years. So that's where we stand. And Commissioner York, he has 2 more years on his current term. Yes. Okay? All right. And thank you for coming tonight, Jim.
Enjoy it.
We enjoyed having you back here. We appreciate it very much. As you know, Jim served as a commissioner for how many years?
4
was it?
3/4.
4 3/4, okay, all right, and much appreciated for his
I was
service.
there 3 times if I may.
Okay. And we appreciated his service too, very much. So, okay, if there are no further things, then I will move to adjourn.
I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn the meeting. All in favor, raise your right hand. Okay.
Thank you,
Adjourned.
and thank you, everybody, for coming this evening. Much